Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. I've made the webcam a little bigger so you won't be able to see as much of the minimap anymore. I was facing the wrong way. Weird. Is there any... Actually, are there any chests or anything I can open? Yeah, I've made the webcam a bit bigger. The cursed stream yesterday, it turns out, was probably because Windows 10 was downloading an update.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
What is the Tower of Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Why is the Tower off limits exactly?
By orders of Tairn Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
I hope the dialogue audio is okay. Lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
This is a pretty large ruin.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
Dwarven. I should go.
Make us speed your steps.
You say Dwarven.
Today, 2 units of men arrived every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Tairn worries that may not be enough.
Yeah, well, he's a worry wart, so he's going to worry. Oop, that's a chest. I can't pick the lock. Gosh darn it. I'll try and remember that's there for when I have a rogue.
Make her watch over you, my lord.
Oh, I'm just an elf. Just an elf mage. You don't need to call me lord. The shadows are freaking out. Oh. Nothing else down there, apart from death. Certain and painful. Nope. Yeah, I was going to move the webcam to the bottom left, and I still kind of anyone particularly wants to see the minimap, and I'll be asking this as if and when people join the stream.
Make her watch over you, my lord.
To just block the updates.
Make her watch over you,
Where it says like item received, codex entry. Mabari gift. So it's up to, chat, really, where the webcam goes. I just figured people might be more interested in seeing the updates, maybe, than the minimap. Okay, let's cross the bridge. Trying to sit up straighter than usual. As I said before, the gamer hunch is real. And something I'm very conscious that I do and I'm trying to get out of doing. But obviously when you're playing on a keyboard and mouse, it's very difficult not to.
You must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Indeed I am.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
Mabari. Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
I want to ask you something else.
Go on, then.
Where is Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you, then.
Ahem. Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Korkara Wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chastened Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north, and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Patrine Chantry Scholar. That also reminds me, I will be making a highlight playlist of the Codex Entries if anyone is particularly interested in watching it. I think these were all on the map already, but there we go. I'll be starting that this weekend. Because clips just aren't long enough to keep track of everything. But it'll be one highlight video per stream because there's a limit to the number of highlights you can have a playlist.
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Tairn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
We'll see in the coming battle.
That's how the Tairn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Tairn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
The queen?
She's the Tairn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
Probably not, pal. I should go.
As you wish.
Anything else?
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent. I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
No extra text.
As you wish.
Text? Dialogue. I'll be honest, the arrows loosing kind of made me flinch.
I shall not be left to wander the drifting roads of the Fade, for there is no darkness, nor death in the Maker's light.
Ah, yes. Shields I cannot use. It is exactly the same. Oh, I mean, I guess I technically can use it, but not if I would have a staff equipped, and the staff's boosting my spell power. So, my spell casting, sorry.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these Darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
That shield's doing an impressive
Sounds
job
like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
of not being attached by anything.
Good night for it, Warden.
Have you heard about the king and Tairn Loghain arguing?
I have, but no one will tell me about what. Impressive. Impressive.
Look carefully, man. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong, cunning, and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat.
Good to
We've lost
know.
many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
I heard the king was even gambling with some of the men down in the valley last night. He's all right, he is.
Well, don't touch the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't infect anything. Well, don't touch
Okay.
the carcass. We'll be burning it so it doesn't
It's a lock
infect anything.
chest.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about Tairn Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain?
Because I'm a circle mage.
He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tairn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
I put the webcam... You know what? It's blocking the subtitles, which is terrible for accessibility. So I'm going to have to cover the... I don't want to cover that because this is the sky. I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. I'll leave it there for now. Please ignore everything. Because if you put it bottom left, it'll cover some of the ground stuff. Not much happens in the sky. Most stuff happens on the ground. If I don't can think of a better place to put it, because it just looks weird, kind of hanging out down here. Oh, that's not great. I'll put it back up there for now. If you can think of a better place to put it, please do let me know. It's the Tairn inside. What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
Surely you can tell me a little about it.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tairn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tairn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tairn Loghain tells him. Without the Tairn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
Friendship goals, right? I'd like an audience with the Tairn, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
Nope, I just want to know him.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
I'm not a Grey Warden yet.
You impressed His Majesty nonetheless. He could not contain his excitement over your meeting. Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
A fascination you don't share.
The Wardens are impressive, but not as relevant as Kaelin thinks. I hear you're from the Circle of Magi. The first enchanter spoke highly of you. A great achievement, for one so young. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I don't know.
If Kaelin has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
You don't seem very fond of him.
He is Maric's son, and the leader of my beloved Ferelden, and a very young man. I try to keep that in mind, as should you.
He's got the magic floating shield as well.
Well met.
Yeah, I suppose if I lowered the webcam a bit more, it would just cover the map. Maybe you'll be able to see the subtitles. I don't know. Technically, they're super titles? Super titles, if they're above, but there we go.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Nice talk to you, Duncan.
It's good to have Grey Wardens amongst us. With their help, perhaps we can push these things back underground for good.
I wouldn't be too hopeful.
Hey, you're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Why not?
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days. We're taking bets on who got them first, the darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
Witches, not witchers. The Witches of the Wilds?
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Her daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since. Mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
Classic case of BioWare face. And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about. At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so.
Okay.
We must see to our hounds. To an Ash warrior, a hound is as much a weapon as a blade.
My respects to you, Grey Warden.
You there, elf. What's your name?
I am unable to do that, sir.
Go tell Tern Loghain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Maker's Breath, another elf. What do you want?
To be treated like a person. I happen to be a grey You have a problem with elves?
Not in particular, except for them being so thin-boned. You make good messengers sometimes. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash warriors.
What is an ash? But you're obviously not made of ash.
Do you take everything so literally? Our training has been passed down since Lathias the dwarf son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
Take everything so literally when it amuses me to do so. So, can I hear this old tale?
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Lathias was a Clane tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Lathias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Lathias then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
What happened to him?
Lathias' prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Lathias was grieved. He sent Morrigannon away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Lathias slew Morrigannon in single combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day, and gave Lathias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
That is very sad. Could have just said he was the first Ash warrior. What happened to his wife, Skya?
It is said that before the final battle, she returned to Lathias and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of passion. Then she was gone forever. If she lived on in Orzammar, only the dwarven folk could say for certain.
I have it on good authority. It is pronounced Dwarven. An interesting legend. Thank you for telling me.
It was an honor.
So what does an Ash warrior do?
We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Is a dog that good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Why have you painted your dogs? That is actually a very good question. Why do people paint dogs?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
That's fair, that's fair. What if the enemy is painted with caddis as well?
Why? Would you steal our caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
I hope you're joking.
If you tried, we would kill you. And that is no joke.
That's a fair response. That's fair. What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
Well, that's just sad. Survives the blood? What do you mean?
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say the tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Wouldn't it be smarter to leave your dogs behind?
They fight at our side. We don't fret over their safety as if they were children. I am the
Is there anything else here?
She taught Matthias to use the dwarven battle wrath to
So you
summon his
descend from the
strength.
plane?
They were simply the first to be taught. Others were inspired by his death to follow his path.
Death usually isn't that inspiring.
If not, then perhaps you've not properly lived. Matthias's prowess, Matthias was in the... The dwarves came from Orzammar that day and gave Matthias an honoured burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
So he betrayed his wife and killed his lover.
He was a great man with great passions. Perhaps you'll hear a more inspiring version in a tavern someday. My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Legend of Luthias Dwarfson. At an early age, Luthias was smaller than most children of the Alamari. At the age of 12, Luthias saved Tutha, the son of the tribal chief, from his own dog. The dog had gone rabid, and when it attacked Tutha, Luthias slew it with his bare hands. Tutha's father, Maben, was impressed with Luthias' strength and bravery, and so took him in as his own son. When Luthias grew to manhood, he became known for his charisma and bravery. While shorter than his fellow warriors, Luthias was stronger and doughtier than any warrior in the tribe. When Luthias was still a young man, Maben sent him to the dwarven city of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance. Maben's tribe had come into conflict with other Alamari, and he needed as much help as he could get. Luthias was unable to convince the dwarven king to aid his tribe, but fell in love with the king's daughter Skya. Luthias and Skya fled the dwarven realm and returned to his tribe. Skya taught Luthias the art of fighting without pain, the berserker state known as the battle wrath, and with it Luthias became a renowned warrior. Luthias led his tribe to many victories, until eventually he replaced his foster father as chief of his tribe. This peace would not last. During a feast between the tribal leaders of the Alamari and the Avar, the beautiful and powerful Avar chieftain Morriganan became enamoured with Luthias and seduced him. Skya learned of the tryst and fled the village to return to Orzammar. When Luthias rebuffed Morriganan's offer of marriage, she left in great anger, and from that moment on there was war between the two tribes. For 15 years the Alamari and Avar fought. During the Battle of Red Falls, a powerful young warrior from Morriganan's tribe challenged Luthias to a battle. Luthias was injured grievously, but slew the boy. Morriganan revealed that the boy was Luthias' son, conceived 15 years ago during their tryst. She cursed Luthias as the murderer of his own kin, and the Battle of Red Falls turned against Luthias. Morriganan defeated Luthias in battle after battle, until the Alamari were driven to the foothills of the Frostback Mountains. There Luthias made a last stand. In the night before Luthias' final battle, Skya came to him and offered him a dwarven suit of chain in exchange for a night together. Luthias agreed and wore the armour the following morning in battle. The battle was fierce and bloody, and Luthias met Morriganan in personal combat. In the end, Luthias slew the warrior woman, but not before receiving a mortal wound to his heart, the chain inexplicably unable to block her final blow. Luthias died, and after the battle was done, a party of dwarven warriors came down from the mountain and took the body of Luthias back to Orzammar. From The Legend of Luthius Dwarfson, author unrecorded, circa -350 ancient. Let's go talk to the kennel master.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders.
Good for them.
Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint on one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
Could it be imprinted to me?
We can try, but first we need to muzzle and medicate.
I want a dog. Why do you think I could muzzle him?
You're a Grey Warden, or soon will be. All wardens are immune to the darkspawn taint. The most you have to worry about is some tooth marks.
Maybe the missing flesh and the bleeding wounds? I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
I'd hate to have to see you put him down. I like dogs. The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes as well as a great deal of pain. This animal is very ill. Put the muzzle on the dog. The Mabari growls weakly but does not challenge you. After you are done, he whimpers plaintively. Because
well done.
Covers the subtitle.
Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
It might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white with a blood-red centre.
Wow. Where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
Will the dog be alright without it?
If he doesn't get it, chances are he'll need to be put down.
I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognised instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause a panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers.
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
F. Okay. There's win. Not quite Captain Kirahis hold the line.
I do not have time to speak at present, thank you.
Okay. I can't get up. Ah. Right, well. Sticking with my plan of going along the outside wall. Yep. Before talking to Wynne and Alistair and everyone. Although get hype for Wynne.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Why'd you say that?
I saw them
We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
That's fair.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
She just grabs a rock and knocks him on the head.
I don't want to see any more. I close my eyes and... Please just leave me be.
I apologize if the soldier disturbed you. Ever since they found him in the wilds, he's been like this. It's so sad.
He calls.
Yep. Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. That's that. That's that.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
We'll show these Darkspawn they should have remained in the past.
They're going to kill us all. Kill us and then eat us.
Maybe not.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
You administer blessings to elves, do you?
I merely pass on the Maker's blessings. He looks kindly on all who will receive him.
Oh, does he destroy the homeland of those who will not?
I'll not discuss politics here. Out of my sight, heathen.
Yep.
I must perform the Maker's work for those who appreciate it.
Yep.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
I am. Who are you?
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Aemon. I wasn't aware elves could join the Grey Wardens. Those camped in the valley are all human.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, clearly the Grey Wardens pick their recruits on their merits. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
I'm curious about the joining ritual.
As am I. Has anyone told you about it?
Only that it's dangerous.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Okay, so unintentionally pissed off a priest. Strong start.
Sorry, the main army camp is off limits for you right now.
Okay. That dog is blending in real well. Ah, why can't I open everything?
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me?
You haven't been sentenced?
No. They put someone like me in a cage until someone important has time to decide what to do with me. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you? All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Tell me why you're in here first.
I'm a deserter. Or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
Did you desert?
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
It matters to me if your cause is just.
You're a funny one. They wouldn't listen to some elf unless you were volunteering to take my place in here. And it's not as if they're wrong. I probably would have deserted later. Just not when they caught me is all.
This is
Hope that doesn't spoil your opinion of me. I'm still hungry enough to eat my shoe.
It looks like you have. Why haven't they fed you?
I expect nobody thought of it with all the battles and such.
I see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter.
Please don't call me a dog.
They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
Why did he want to desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be dragged off and eaten if I'm, being perfectly honest. It seems a waste for you to guard him all day.
I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He claims he wasn't deserting.
What a surprise. Another innocent
fair,
prisoner.
like,
Anyway, it's not for me to say. He'll get his day to plead his case, or he won't. It's all the same to me.
He asked for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you missed one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella
Yeah.
can stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm going to say it was you. Just so you know.
That's fair.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Here's some food.
Much obliged. You're a kind soul, you are. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. My belly thanks you. At least if I'm hanged, I'll have a little weight on me.
I feel like I should have asked him why I should help him. There might be a reward that I'm not going to get. Never mind. Okay, can't go that way.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
Oh, Davith.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
Who are you?
The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
The wilds?
We're right on the northern edge of the Kukari wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why would they send us into the forest?
Sounds like some kind of test. Maybe we'll hunt us a souvenir or two. It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
Man, I hate it when my nose twitches. I'll watch your back if you watch mine.
I suppose I could do that. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Cheers, Davith. You keep trying to seduce people. Yep, that's the quartermaster. Right. I don't think there's anything I need right now.
You there, elf. Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously?
Are you mistaking me for a servant?
What? Oh, you're the one who arrived with the Grey Warden?
Yep.
Please, forgive my rudeness. There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for... it's simply been so hectic. I never thought... But please, pardon my terrible manners. I am just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special.
You are forgiven, human. For now.
Thank you. Did you come for some supplies, perhaps?
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
I can afford none of this. However, I can sell stuff that I don't need. So sell that. Don't sell Blight Blood. Sell the mace. Sell all 4 of these. Not sell that. I think I can sell that. I don't think that's the one I've got equipped. I can't equip any of that stuff, so sell that. Keep the chain, keep that. Sell those. Keep those for now. That's for now. Can probably sell those. And those. And I have no junk. Recipes. This minor magical charm captures the viewer's attention and it... Ooh, pretty. I'm good for now. What are your normal costs?
Hello again. Is there something you need? Let me...
I don't think it's anything I can really make use of, but there we go. Ooh. Yeah, I can't make them just yet. This pack is designed to distribute weight evenly, letting explorers fight unfettered even while carrying large quantities of gear. Each backpack purchased automatically increases inventory capacity by 10. That's a definite purchase. Okay, so that's Alistair up there. This is Wynn, the Tranquil, and the Templars.
Welcome, young man.
You're a Tranquil Mage, aren't you?
Yes, and you are a mage of the Circle. You must be familiar with the Tranquil who serve there. I create and oversee the enchantment of weapons and armor for the King's forces here at Ostagar. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth.
Enchantment?
Certainly we would not get by on charity.
What is enchantment exactly?
It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not.
Disconnection from? From? What sort of enchantments are there?
Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well.
Yep, I should go.
Goodbye. That course of action is inadvisable.
Well, I can't anyway, so... It's time. It's time, chat. It's time for Wynn.
What do we have here? I heard the new Grey Warden recruit was from the Circle. I don't believe we've met, but I've certainly heard a lot about your talent. My name is Wynn, and I congratulate you on your harrowing, marvelous work. The Fade is a dangerous place.
Yeah. Yes, I know all about that.
Oh ho, you know all there is to know already, do you? Irving said as much about you. Remarkable self-confidence. So, a Grey Warden, fighting alongside the King. Not too shabby for someone just out of apprenticeship.
It's that or death. I hope I don't disappoint anyone.
Child, you have been taught well. Use what you know, and have faith in yourself. Mages have always been pivotal in the fight against the Darkspawn. Perhaps you'll be the one to turn the tide this time.
Probably not. You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
Very little. I don't remember encountering Darkspawn in the Fade.
They do not live there, nor would any sane mage trespass as deeply into that realm as the Black City, which lies at its heart. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
Yes, well, Chant of Light. I hope, well, it's talking of such dark and ominous things, that you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. The Chantry says many things.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
That's true. That's true. At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me. Back again? Don't the Grey Wardens need you? Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle, and I won't be distracted.
I'll be seeing you later, Win. Although I probably won't be using you in my party this time around because I'm a mage and you're a mage.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
They are getting down to one sick beat. Hell yeah. They're living their best life. Right, time for Alistair. Let's do a quick little save first. Check this area out, and then obviously go and talk to Alistair about the joining.
Hello. It really is good to see more elves here. I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the Switch.
The Nintendo Switch? People abusing elves. It will not stand when I am the... Spoilers. Can't say for spoilers. No, the game's 10 years old at this point. Warden Commander. I think it's just a shame Hawk can't be an elf. That'd be badass. I save a lot. It's compulsive, I'm sorry.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
This guy's an a-hole.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Yes.
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Oh, Alistair.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
Know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
I'm glad you noticed that we don't know each other, Alistair. Would that make your day worse?
Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit from the Circle of Magi. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
That's alright, no offense taken.
Good. You didn't exactly catch me at my finest with the mage there. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden. though I guess you knew that. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Rhiannon.
Right, that was the name. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Alistair is a bit absent-minded. No, I haven't.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the Mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are. Which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
That would be awkward.
I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the Mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
That is a problem. What about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes, both of them.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
I watched Davith get the cold shoulder. I'm looking forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, look. Wrong button. Characters. Alistair. You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together. Alistair was a novice Templar when Duncan recruited him into the Grey Wardens. Or rescued him, as Alistair would say. I bet I can't open this. Yep. Back to Duncan then. Let's get this show on the road after an hour of streaming. Well, nearly an hour.
Soldiers of Ferelden.
I don't care. Save, and then head into the joining.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
What do we need Darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Okay. Going to the wilds isn't that dangerous?
You weren't recruited out of charity. All 3 of you are skilled and resourceful. Alistair is the most junior member of our order and will accompany you as is tradition. Do not worry. I doubt you will need to go far into the wilds to find what you seek.
Why would that not make me worry in any way? Surely you could have acquired some blood before now.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
And what's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
I love the fact that Duncan's a rogue. What kinds of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
And what if they're no longer there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Is this part of our joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
How will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Like many anxious people, I kind of bob my knee a lot. It's making the whole table rock. Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Yes.
So you return from the wilds. Have you been successful?
Let me go back to that.
Then you'd best start...
Wrong way. Oh, wait. What's the objective on the map? Sorry about that. I just can't read the map, apparently. There we go. So I need herbs, and I need treaties. Gotcha.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Oh dear. That's never good. No, visible wall, good to know. Summon my wisp. Something tells me I'll need it.
Great. Now we're getting rabies flung at us.
Come now, defend yourself.
Oh, Alistair. If I wait, right. I'll do it. I'm glad that friendly fire is turned off. Oh. Of course that happens just as I cast the spell. Oh, of course. And now we explore. I am one of those people that will run around the entire map before doing the objective, just so that we're on the same page. If I ever get around to playing KOTOR on stream, I'll do exactly the same thing. I just like having the map all fully explored.
Over here. Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please, help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's try to bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many Darkspawn can the 4 of us slay? 12? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are Darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the Horde.
How do you know?
Just,
I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
Give me like 5 minutes to load up the old save, and I can check how many darkspawn I killed, and I can give you an accurate count. You forget I have magic at my command, will be fine.
I still do not relish the thought of encountering an army.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
Dallas knows what's up.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
Sure thing, boss. Right, so this way. Ah, yes. A letter to Jogby. Quest-related notes. The first one. Letter to Jogby. My dearest son, it pleases me that you wish to follow in my footsteps and bring the Maker's word to the unenlightened. I wish you had chosen a less dangerous place to do so. Apologies for leaving early for the wild sun, but I wanted to set up camp and get things started. The chastened respect one with survival skills in the wilds, so I hoped to get a grip on that before you arrived, and maybe establish an agreement with a local tribe so that we had friends when you came. When you reach the wilds, you'll find it difficult to navigate. I have listed certain landmarks below. If you follow them, they will lead you to a location I've scouted out where I've left you some supplies. If you're lost, try to get back to that spot, and I'll find you. The landmarks are as follows, beginning at the entrance to the wilds from Ostagar. Look for a tree leaning on a ruined building. Pass under a fallen bridge. Pass a submerged tower on the right. Look between a high, ruined arch and a mossy standing stone. Walk along a path of roots and stones. Look for 2 large statues with a chest between them. There you will find our meeting point. I love you, Jogby, my son. I hope to see you soon. Your father, Rigby. Sure hope that scout got back to camp okay. So, from the entrance to the Kokari Wilds, which is here. I guess follow the path, see if we can find this building with a tree on it. Nope. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's the one for the dog. Sweet. Just get back to camp as soon as possible.
Cursed creatures.
Oh, hi, Darkspawn. Is everyone going to catch us? I thought friendly fire was turned off on this difficulty. I could be wrong, but I thought it said friendly fire was turned off. Herlock, taller than their Genlock cousins, the Herlocks are roughly of human size but are possessed of considerable strength and constitution. The shock troop of the Darkspawn, a single berserking Herlock, can often be a match for numerous opponents at once. They are known to adorn themselves with roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds, though it is unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard to these markings. That is really loud music. In fact, that music is so loud, I'm gonna
Only one shall stand.
We good? We good. Nope. And Genlock. These are the most common darkspawn in the underground. Stocky and tough, Ganlocks are notoriously difficult to kill even by magic. It's almost as if they're made
I am ready.
from dwarves. Let's have a conversation in the wilds, shall we? You said you were from Redcliffe.
I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Highever, a city off the northern coast. Have you travelled there?
No, never.
I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Marek's funeral. It was in Highever that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years, I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Highever, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited.
So you abandoned her?
Never. I will return to her once my duty is done and the Blight defeated.
Oh, my sweet summer child. How did the Grey Wardens find you?
Last month, Duncan visited Highever, and the band held a tournament in his honor. I won the Grand Melee. It was hard to leave my wife. We married only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now. But
I love that phrase.
Ferelden needs my blade, and I shall not falter.
It's not the best. It's not the best phrase. What do you think of Duncan?
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty.
What do you think we should do now?
We need to find those documents and the Darkspawn blood. It should be interesting.
Let's go.
Indeed.
Oh, apparently they heal during conversations. So there's that. Davith.
Yes?
Where are you from, Davith?
I grew up in a village about a day's trip to the east. Little blot you wouldn't even find on a map. Haven't been back in years. I struck out for the city as soon as I could outrun my pa. I've been in Denerim for, what, 6 years now? Never liked it much, but there's more purses there than anywhere else.
So, you're a cut purse?
And a pickpocket, thank you very much. Or was, anyhow. Who'd ever guess I'd end up a Grey Warden?
So how did the Grey Wardens find you?
I found them. I cut Duncan's purse while he was standing in a crowd. He grabs my wrist, but I squirm out and bolt. The old bugger can run, but the garrison caught me first. I'm a wanted man in Denerim, you see, so they were going to string me up right there.
What happened then?
Duncan stopped them, invoked the right of conscription. I gave the garrison the finger while I was walking away.
Fair.
Don't know why Duncan wants someone like me, but he says finesse is important and that I'm fast with a blade. You bet your boots I am. Besides, it beats getting strung up.
It does, yes. So what do you think of Duncan?
All right for an old bugger. He's faster than he looks, too.
What do you think we should do now?
You heard the same speech I did. Blood and old treaties. Off we go into the wilds.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm following you, aren't I?
Oh, Alistair. Wow, we're all sharing.
Let's get what we came for and head back to Duncan.
Curses. It does not feel like sharing. This Hurlock does, though. Okay. Right. There's a tree. On a building. Nope. Nope. There we go. Quest related. Tree on building. Pass under the tree with a tower on the right. Unless that just... Oh, wait, this way. Ignore me, never mind. I can totally figure out what that's supposed to be saying.
Look there. Poor slobs. That just seems so excessive.
Yes. So excessive. There's the tower. Nope. Grab the elf root. Then it was something about why it can't just stay where I last left it. Look between a high ruined arch and a mossy standing stone. This one? Path of roots and stones. Now you're on fire. What you gonna do about it?
Dead yet?
I hate the fact that I have to wait for cooldowns. I mean, I can poke it with my staff, but just heal Alistair a little bit.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
Oh no, I can do spells. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Get on the path. On the path. Time to level up. Best part of any role-playing game. The leveling system. There we go. I might start putting stuff into Constitution for the health. Oh, that might be useful. You know what? Yeah, I think I'll go with just the go that path for now. Need to sort out tactics and stuff, but that's a later problem. And then this would be Rigby's chest, sorry. Farewell letter to Jogby. My dear son Jogby, I fear this is the last letter I will write you. I have had difficulty finding the Chasen to bring them the Maker's word. I have, however, seen evidence of their passing. They appear to have left this area in great haste, possibly fleeing the so-called dark spawn that are rumoured to be gathering in the wilds in ever greater numbers. I have left you a weapon and everything else I can spare, my son. I will try to find you once I have found a safe place. I only hope that you'll be safe. With luck we will meet again. And if you see her, tell your mother that I love her and take care of our family. Your loving father, Rigby. Is that a completed quest? Excellent, so I can go all the way back to where I started and explore the rest of the swamp. The rest of the swamp, sorry. What?
Bloody monsters! Any last words? Yeah. Oh, right. This should be easy.
Why my pale and defenseless body?
Let's get started. As you wish. You had it coming.
Oh, Mark Mere. Really confusing me actually having Mark Mere as the voice of my elf, but there we go.
Cursed creatures. Right.
Whee!
On your guard!
Oh, okay, well.
On. Let's get started. Right. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. As you wish. On. This should be easy enough. Excellent.
I guess the difficulty becomes that I get so many spells and only 6 slots for them, although I can, of course,
Let's get started. On. Right.
do the radial thing.
This should be easy enough. Right.
It's like I'm playing a different game now. I've realised that basic attacks have range. So that's the 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, I believe. Yep. And then back down here and around. I wasn't sure if this Herlock had started glowing or not. Apparently it has not, so I'm sorry I did that and wasted everyone's time. Please don't leave.
Darkspawn approach. Watch for their blood.
Pew.
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance? This should be easy enough. Right, let's get started. On. As you wish. Let's get started. On. Right, this should be easy enough. Show me what you've got. On. Let's get started. Right, this should be easy enough.
Okay, I don't have to keep mashing. Oh no, there is no auto attack. I have to press the button. Just heal Alistair, we don't want him falling at the first hurdle.
Is that all you've got? I am unable to do that.
That's okay, Motmere. We can't do everything. I found Rigby's journal. Oh, it's another quest. Signs of the Chastened. The Chastened barbarians are nothing if not clever. They have hidden markers and signs in the arrangements of stones and rubble along the paths of the wild. In this way they mark trails, note places of interest, and even give warnings in a way that outsiders cannot understand. Interestingly, these markers look indistinguishable from a regular pile of stones. I have dedicated my time to deciphering these signs, and I believe I am close to a breakthrough. The trail markers seem to point to a hoard or a location used for secret storage among the Chastened. I have only found a portion of the message, however. I think that if I could complete the message, find all of the trail markers, I can find this cache and see what treasure the Chastened have to hide. I have found one such marker near this camp, under a fallen tree leaning against the ruins. Each marker seems to point to one or two others. I hear rumours that a Darkspawn horde is coming. I hope I can find this treasure before it's too late. An excerpt from Rigby's field journal. So how far into the corner have I gone? Not far enough. Check around here for any interesting stuff and or loot. And then this is back on the main path where I turned off to go and find Rigby's stuff. These are the dead scouts. Okay, so can I can't zoom out. Need to go that way for that. We'll go and try and find this. Yeah, sure, why not? Back where I came. Well, the weather's at least bright, if a little chilly. So if you like the sun, now is your perfect time to go outside if you're anywhere near where I am. If not, of course, then I apologise for telling you to go outside if you don't want to. If you don't like the sun, then you probably don't want to be near here. Good old British standby of talking about the weather, huh? Okay, so I haven't been left down this path. Anything down here that I can... Is there a point to go down here? Just reminds me of the talking mud crab shopkeeper in Morrowind. Nope. No reason to go down there. Alistair, please. Work with me, not against me. What is this giant sparkling plant and can I have it? Oh, if it's sparkling. Oh, it's Deathroot. Can I get on top of here? Because I see stuff over there. And I want to know how I get over there. Because I kind of just ran through this area trying to do the quest. There we go.
On it. Let's get started. You're mine! As you wish.
Then
right, let's get started.
Take the injury mark from here.
Easy enough. As you wish.
There's no auto attack. That might be something I think I can set actually in the settings.
Desperation isn't ugly for few. Let's get started.
Very philosophical.
This should be easy enough. As you wish.
Take that. And check out up here, because I saw the... Hello. Creepy laugh. How do I...
Cursed creature.
Okay, I guess he was invisible. Oh, yeah, they turned invisible.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough. As you wish. Right, man. Right.
Yeah, that was annoying. Can I not?
We still need to find those documents, if they're even here.
Yes?
That's just selection.
Hey, I'm following you.
There we go.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance.
I guess not then. That's annoying. I like looting everything. But if I can't pick the lock, then I can't pick the lock. Right, what's the map saying? The map is saying that is the way to the objective. So I will go the other way. Towards the trail marker. Which I think is over here. Haha, there's one there as well. Yes, this way and left. Find all the trail signs, see what lies at the end of the trail. Enjoy a nice jaunt through the Kokari wilds while I'm at it. Left? Left. I mean, for a 10-year-old game, it's not that bad looking, I guess. It's held up pretty well. Okay, well, I'll just turn around and grab that one. This is why it took me 70 hours to play through the first time. Actually, while I'm thinking about it. Nope. Sustain spells. Okay, got to keep that held down. Okay, cool. Sorted that out. So this way? Yeah. Up here. And where does this one point me to? Back the way I was going. Okay, you can't just walk off the edge. I'll walk the long way like a pleb. I mean, I think plebeian, wasn't that like just the Greek word for an uneducated person. So that's, you know, slightly more offensive than I intended. I do apologise. I walk this way like someone who cannot fall off of cliff edges. If anyone knows the origins of the word plebeian, please do correct me, but I think it was Greek for an uneducated person. Sorry, for an uneducated. I should really stop mumbling and enunciate clearly.
Looky here.
I did. Oh, Latin. Shows you what I know. Sort of right, but thank you for correcting me. So, for anyone who's curious, Latin for lower classes. So many things I thought were true which are not. That makes sense. Thank you, Bellymore. Bellymore? I was never entirely sure how to pronounce it. Oh, it's up, isn't it? God damn it. Yep, it's over there. I'm on the wrong hill. So, technically not inaccurate then, because elves are seen as lower classes in the Dragon Age universe. There's some quick rationalization for you. And, boop, where's the next one? Nowhere to be seen on this map. Okay, so... guess, go back that way? Explore more of the map away from the objective. Poor souls. Keep going this way, and then the standing stone was somewhere around here. There it is. Oh dear, I don't like the autosaves. Autosaves mean bad things are happening.
Even more darkspawn.
Let's have that active. Cast that on here. Boy, am I glad I had the shield up.
Right, let's get started.
Alistair. Oh, it's clearly leading you to a trap, you idiots. And it's Jory. The Jory's dead because I couldn't get into range in time. That sucks. Yeah, Alistair.
Right, let's get started.
Yeah, Alistair again. Wait for my magic to recharge.
This should be easy. Right. As you wish. Let's get started.
Moving into range. More moving so that it's not behind cover.
Right, as you wish.
Okay, so that shield takes a lot of mana. Alright. Guess I have a few codex entries to read as well. A pinch of ashes, torn from a book on local myths and legends. The Korkaria wilds are rife with legends and myths that have amazed and confounded scholars since the fall of Ostagar in ancient times. One such mystery lies behind the tale of Astya and Nebunar, two young lovers who lived in Ostagar. The legend says that Astya grew up in in the company of Gazarath, a spirit of the earth bound to an overhang on the bank of a lake in the Korkari Wilds. Gazarath began to fancy her, and they spent much of their days together, talking and laughing. Over the years, however, Astia became a woman and began to seek the company of men. When Astia met Nebanar, the two fell in love, and Astia hoped to bring her lover to see her spirit friend. But the spirit, angered and jealous, bade her begone. Gazarath told her that she would never see it again until she brought her lover's ashes and sprinkled them over their spot. Astia was horrified and she fled from the enraged spirit, but she began to miss Gazarath, and on the day Nebanar asked her to marry him, she cut her beloved's throat, burnt him, and brought his ashes to Gazarath, knowing that their marriage would forever sever her ties to her dear spirit friend. As you do. There are legends among the Chasen that Gazarath still haunts that lake, and that those who sprinkle the ashes of the deceased over the right spot can summon the spirit. In memory of the contract with its beloved Astia, Gazarath will grant a single wish and then vanish, never to be heard from again. A note is scribbled in the margin beneath the page. Marcus, I think this is real. If you take the ashes I gave you and scatter them over a pile of rocks on an overhang overlooking that half-sunken Tevinter dome, maybe Gazarath will appear and give you a wish. If the battle takes you there, I think it's worth a try. Okay, sure, why not? We'll do that. Herlock emissaries have also been known to appear during a blight. These darkspawn are the only ones recorded as being capable of human speech and are often capable of employing magic. Grab that and that. Is it any better than my stuff? If so, totally going to use it. It is. A strange pole infused with blood and covered in small bones and darkspawn totems. This staff has been corrupted and tarnished by the touch of its former wielder. Yeah, the slightly higher damage and stuff. Right, I need to turn around and look behind me for the next trail marker. And this, by the way, the whole... You idiot. You idiot. You're the rogue as well. Whole, obviously, plebeian conversation. Why I like having a community to learn from and to correct the mistake, the things I think I know which are incorrect. So left stick takes you to the local landmarks, and then right stick takes you to, allows you to pan and stuff. Well, there's the Tevinter Dome. I guess there's something over there to interact with. Okay. I guess as a mage, I probably shouldn't say let's go summon a spirit, but let's go summon a spirit. And try not to tread in a bear trap. Death root. Save the game before summoning the spirit. You see a pile of stones covered in a fine layer of dust and ash. Sprinkle more ash on the pile of stones. Oh no, it's a demon. Who didn't see that?
As you wish. On you go. Right, let's get started. As you wish. Let's get started. On. Right. Be easy enough. Let's get started.
So I'm probably going to take mostly buffing spells. So I took the flamethrower spell, flame burst or whatever it is, so that I could get flame blade next, or flame weapons or whatever it is. Shade. It has often been suggested that the only way for a demon to affect the world of the living is by possessing a living, or once living, body, but this is not always true. Indeed, a shade is one such creature, a demon in its true form that has adapted to affect the world around it. My hypothesis is this. We already know that many demons become confused when they pass through the veil into our world. They are unable to tell the living from the dead, the very static nature of our universe being confusing to a creature that is accustomed to a physicality defined entirely by emotion and memory. Most demons seek to immediately seize upon anything they perceive as life, jealously attempting to possess it. But what of those that do not? What of those that encounter no life, or fail to possess a body? What of those that are more cautious by their nature? These demons watch, they lurk, they envy. In time, such a demon will learn to drain energy from the psyche of those it encounters, just as it did in the Fade. Once it has drained enough, it has the power to manifest, and will forever be known as a shade. Such a creature spurns possession. It instead floats as a shadow across its piece of land, preying upon the psyche of any who cross its path. Perhaps it believes itself still in the Fade. There is evidence to believe this is so. A shade will weaken the living by its very proximity. If it focuses its will, it can drain a single target very quickly. Some have even been known to assault the minds of a living victim, causing confusion or horror, and making the target ripe for the kill. The tragedy of a shade is that perhaps once it has drained a target whole, its appetite is only heightened, rather than slaked. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared apostate in 920 Dragon Age. I believe that completes... It does not complete the quest. It completes the quest? I thought that was quest related. Yeah, that one. I don't know.
Bruises are all bruised now.
Okay, Alistair's bruises are all bruised in case anyone didn't catch that. If I go back to where I came and then right, explore that bit of that side of the wilds. See if there's any more loot or anything to grab. So it was this way around the edge of this piece of water. There's just something I find very, very satisfying about a fully uncovered map. I hear you.
On.
Yep.
Let's get started.
Don't say I didn't warn you!
Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
If you could not be invisible, obviously that would be the best situation. Now it's a quest. What? Oh, I guess that's where the final cache is. At the extreme edge of the map anyway. But first, let's explore this bit.
You had it coming. As you wish. Let's get started.
Oh, now my
Should be easy enough.
basic attacks are green.
As you wish. Right. On. Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
It should be. It's only a Hurlock and a wolf.
As you wish.
I think I found Rigby. I don't think he survived. Don't tell Jogby. Or do. What do I care? New quest. Last Will and Testament. Jesset and Redcliffe. Got it. Codex. Rigby's Last Will and Testament. To whoever finds this note, this is the last will and testament of Rigby the Missionary, proud speaker of the Maker's Word. I have come to the wilds to speak the chant, but I fear I will die here at the hands of the Darkspawn. I leave all that I came with to my wife Jetta. Should the reader of this note feel charitable, I have buried a sealed lockbox in our camp, nestled in a Tevinter ruin in the western reaches of the wilds. It is my will that this lockbox finds my wife in Redcliffe, and that it is still sealed shut when it reaches her. To my wife, still sealed shut even. To my wife and son, I apologize that my work has taken me from you, but know that I know that I die in the service to the Maker. Rigby. I'm sure that is of great comfort to them. Nope, inventory. There we go. Is any better? I guess they are. I don't really need the defense right now. What I'll probably end up doing, as I seem to do in every Dragon Age game, is kind of leave it a while on the off chance.
Not a chance.
Nope.
Here.
Leave it a while before going through all of my amulets and things. So it's kind of like a occasional upgrade to that aspect of the character loadout. Alright, I've been over here, yes? Yes. So, back where I came. At least you run in this game. There's no walking. I cannot cut through there. Gosh darn it. Okay. Back the way I came. Which, you know, isn't that bad, but there we go. So with the announcement of Dragon Age 4 using Anthem's codebase, obviously all the rumours are that it's going to be in games as a service product and all of that stuff. Personally, I would have obviously appreciated it if it used the Inquisition codebase, but what do I know? But I don't know. Like, it could be good. The official line is that it's that they're committed to a single player story with, like, after the there we go. With post-campaign stuff being the service aspect of the game that EA want.
Right, man. Let's get started. Right. As you wish.
Pew. Pew. I can still hear you. There we go. Grab all this. By which I mean the one thing. Why, yes, I will take all. Are they any better robes than the ones I'm currently wearing? Probably not, but it's worth checking. More, pieced together from ragged strips of leather and adorned with the teeth and bones of animals, this robe is thoroughly frightful. It also smells strongly of tanned hides and sweat. I'll stick with what I'm wearing. Moving on. So that's all that explored. Guess I'll stick to the right-hand edge of the map and see where it goes from there. You know what else I haven't done in a while? I haven't saved in a while. Let's do that right now. Null. Don't pull that null BS with me. Checking for any sparkles indicating an interactable object. Oh, another autosave. Another ambush. Probably another. This looks like a campsite, to be fair. Let's go this way. What's over here? Is this just back to the dome? It is. Cool. I guess I'll go this way and succumb to what the game wants me. There we go.
Destroy the fiends. This should be easy enough. This should be easy enough.
Bit of an audio
right.
problem.
On. As you wish. Right, let's get started. This should be easy enough. On. Let's get started. As you
way
wish.
to
This should be easy
attack
enough.
something that's
Right,
not even there.
as you wish.
I'm gonna have to come back, aren't I? Yep. I just need to get in range for everything.
This should be easy enough. Die already.
No, you know what? We'll focus. Keep an eye on health and stuff. Helps if you target the thing you want to attack.
This should be easy enough. Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough.
Why is the music so loud?
As you wish.
But only occasionally so. I get that it's battle music, but it doesn't need to be twice the volume of the rest of the other music. Let's see if I can find an unhappy medium. Nope. No, I think let's just put it back to where it was actually. Nope. This is it. Hopefully that'll, you know, not deafen anyone listening on headphones. Listening through headphones? With headphones? Headphone users, there we go.
I am unable to do that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Right, so because I can't remember if I can hand in my other quests, if I do... Actually, what I'll do is I'll save before opening the cache. I'll save right here. And then if I can't sort out the Mabari quest before being forced into a cutscene event that then triggers triggers something that prevents me from doing that, I'll just have to reload the save. Why is there a cross? Oh, it's just telling me it's the outpost. I mean, I'd have put that in the middle of it personally, but what do I know? Save game. Right, so, as I say, if this... I might be reloading, we'll find out.
Well, well, what have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
Sorry, I'm just replying to something. There we go. I would first know who you are and where you come from.
You are the intruder here. I believe the first question is rightfully mine. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered? Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is.
Swooping is bad, you
She'll
heard
turn
it
us
here
into
first.
toads.
Witch of the Wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there. Elves are not frightened little boys. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine.
I'm Renal. Pleasure to meet you.
Now that is a proper civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
It's hardly
Here
a
no
guess.
longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
Then who removed them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Can you take us to her?
There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's, I like you, but then zap. Frog time.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
I doubt it.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
Said Jory, dropping some sense there. Wow, that's
Greetings,
a smooth frame rate.
Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
Okay, Mulgrew.
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Davith. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
Again, said Jory,
There
dropping
is a
sense.
smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your elven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe?
I am no fool if that's what you're asking.
If you must protest so quickly, perhaps I need not ask. So much about you is uncertain, and yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
Thank you, Flemeth.
So this is a dreaded Witch of the Wild.
For believing in me.
Witch of the Wild, huh? Morrigan must have told you that. She fancies such tales, though she would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
Came for some
True.
paper.
They came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them.
Alistair catching up
Why
to the
not?
conversation.
Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
What do you mean the threat is greater than they realise?
Either the threat is more, or they realize less. Or perhaps the threat is nothing. Or perhaps they realize nothing. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
Flemeth is always a pleasure to be around. Always a pleasure. So I'm to take it, I assume there is no strange echoing problem, and that appears to have been sorted. How am I doing on experience? 2/3 of the way there. Excellent, excellent. That needs to go to Jetta, and then that's all Duncan, and the Kennel Master. Good, glad to hear it. Thanks, Death. I was really worried that it would come back with no apparent reason, especially after yesterday's cursed stream. Morrigan, Witch of the Wilds, the child who fancies those legends, have you no minds of your own? Of herself, Morrigan says little. She does not deny being a Witch of the Wilds, but beyond that, everything about her is in question. Flemeth, Yeah, in the prologue of Dragon Age 2, she turns into a dragon. And then Morgan summons a dragon in Inquisition, I believe. Herlock Alpha. Alpha Herlocks are more intelligent and more skilled fighters, often serving as commanders or generals. Get rid of the controls. Anything to say, pal?
Hail.
Hail.
Now be careful, there's more than Darkspawn out there, you know.
Did the scout return?
Aren't we receiving a large number of reinforcements from the Grey Wardens in Orlais soon?
Morning, Rain. Oh, I mean, she might be a boss, I guess. Where's the... She's going to insult me again.
I must perform the Maker's work for those who appreciate.
There we go. I did ask for that. I love that you can do that so much. It annoys me though because I was doing it as more reading it as like a teasing option, but that's not the way the game was treating it. That's Duncan. Here's the Cannon Master.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
This herb?
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment.
Insert cannabis joke here.
He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could.
What will happen to him now?
Let's give him a day or two to recover. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you.
You think that's possible?
Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle.
That's a great insult.
Or take another look.
I mean, I should probably be offended because my partner's grandfather was a tax collector and was really smart, but it's a good insult. That's a solid, like, 5 out of 7 Alistairs. I think that's it. Yep. Duncan.
So you return from the wilds. Have you been successful?
Not that it was easy, but yes.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing.
Who boys?
With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Oh, sorry. Maybe we should tell you about Morrigan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had the scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
1 sec. Right. Sorry, I was replying to a message. Now will you tell us what this ritual is about?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now.
I'd forgotten that. Is that why this joining is so secret?
If only such secrecy were unnecessary, and all understood the necessity of such sacrifice. Sadly, that will never be so.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
Yeah, now you say, I've got like a very vague recollection of it. So that'll be fun.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Well, I was outside earlier, so I was chilly. I'm okay now. It's a bit bright in this room for me because we've got the sun, but there we go. How are you on this chilly Thursday? God, you can be so prejudiced. Wow, calm down. There's nothing we can do about it now.
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would
Look
end
at his
the Blight.
eyes. But we don't know that, Davith.
Don't we? The Grey Wardens have saved the world from Darkspawn before. I'd say they know better than anyone what it takes. You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
I am...
Maybe you'll die.
I also have D&D
Maybe
tonight.
we'll all die. If nobody
Shout out
stops
to
the
D&D.
Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint.
To power and victory.
We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Oh. Those who survive?
Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten.
Don't do it, Jory. Don't do it.
And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
Maker's breath.
I am sorry, Davith.
F's for Davith.
Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No. You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
It's not about glory, it's about duty. Oh, Duncan, you are so
I am
skilled.
sorry.
F's for Jory. Slightly fewer.
But the joining is not yet complete.
That face, though.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good.
Oh, Duncan. He has my heart.
From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
But what if I die? Oh, hey, look, dragon. Sorry, Archdemon.
It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
That's a good point, Rain. Yeah. Love, laugh, live. That was more painful than harrowing.
Such is what it takes to be a Grey Warden.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
It's my Joreth pendant.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
What kind of meeting?
The king is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Exactly. I can ship them all I want now. They are together forever. Bodily liquids intermingled. I'm going to stop that right there. Truly, I'm sorry. Willpower is mana, right? Yeah, and that's... Sure. I'm not high enough for that, so we'll get flaming weapons because, again, I'm going for more of a buffing build. And probably rejuvenation, actually. Oh man, haste. Rejuvenation is quite possible, quite probably what I'm going to go for. Sorry, rejuvenate. Yeah. What was I gonna... Oh well, those are the tactics I was going to use anyway. It's skills I want skill points. What's my cunning at? I get 16 without the buff, so I can get all of those, which is good. And then herbalism for all that stuff. I guess. But I'm just not getting the skill points because I'm not a rogue. I think rogues get more skill points, maybe? I don't know. Doing other games, maybe not this one. Oh, there are any new codex entries. Yep. I have 600 and something, low 600s, like 610, 615 games on Steam. Most of which I won't play on Steam because they're just visual novels, because just enjoy visual novels. But yeah, I'm playing this again. Also, of course, it hopefully will draw people to the stream. But I just really wanted to replay it because it's a really good game. Oh, I love watching games and with inclines. Just, yeah, you put your foot through that floor.
We can speak more after the meeting with the...
So I'd say go for it. Like, play what you want to play. Oh, well, as I'm not wearing anything like this... It's better defense, but I feel like the boosts to everything is the important thing here. Wait, can I equip the greatsword? Sure can. I'm not going to, but it's funny that I can. Ooh. All Grey Warnings receive these amulets after their joining, containing just a trace of the Darkspawn blood consumed in the Initiate's ritual. These amulets serve as a constant reminder of the Warden's eternal vigil against the Darkspawn hordes. Well, clearly, it should say Joreth, not Warden's Oath. But there we go.
the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get mad, start crying. You'll feel bad, and, well, it won't be pretty.
Okay, Alistair, I'll take that under advisement. Oh, wind's moved. Time to talk to everyone's favourite badass grandmother.
Back again? Don't the Grey Wardens need you? Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle, and I won't be distracted.
I 100% agree. So I played as a rogue, and I used Win as my mage, and just being able to know that the game would auto-heal me, because I'd set it up to... I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Sure am. Yeah, knowing that the game would auto-heal me took a lot of the mental strain out of it for me. I love how granular you can get with it as well. Oh, nope. Sustain spells. Assign. Yep. Love granular control in games.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Cailan. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
Loghain might be a
It is
tad
not a
racist.
fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
With good
Then
reason,
our
I should
current
add.
forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order.
I didn't have a choice. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Cailan. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To
cover.
flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new
Not
Grey Warden
sure
to
we
make sure it's
qualify
done.
as the best. Yeah, Loghain is a great character. I'll admit that. And yes, Alistair in my playthrough also ran off like an idiot, so that'll be fun to deal with again. I'll do my best, Your Majesty.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the archdemon appearing.
Always
There
consider
have been
that.
no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Mage...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough. This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens
goes
will light
Alistair.
the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Cailan. A glorious moment for us all.
I don't think he's completely 100% on board with this plan.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will
Bit
go to the
short
Tower
out.
of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
So tiny.
What? I won't be in the battle.
God, Sten's gonna dwarf
This is
me.
by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
I keep meaning to read the novels, actually. To my chagrin, I haven't read them. I've read the first 2 Mass Effect ones. I know not to read the 4th one. But I just always have more books to read. I'm ready to go.
Yes, so am I.
You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
But I do think the characters are just great in general, and the fact that he evokes such a visceral response is testament to the writing. And you can understand where he's coming from, and just through, the game. Just not maybe to the extent that he does react in that way. When do we light the beacon?
We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
He's written other books, hasn't he, David Gader? I read somewhere that he has. What if the Archdemon appears?
We soil our drawers, that's what.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
How much time do we have?
The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour.
Are we in any danger? Oh.
Stay with the Terran's men
I guess.
and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
I didn't go down far enough. Are we in any danger?
Of course. Even the best laid plans go awry. So do what you must. I trust you both.
Just not enough to actually fight with the rest of you.
There will be plenty of battles, Alistair. Be patient.
I know what I have to do. Just so tiny next to Alistair.
Then I must join the others. From here, you two
Like
are
a
on
child.
your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Feels bad, man. Right, well, I guess. Where's the way out? I'm stuck. Ah! Actually, never mind. I was going to go and sell stuff. Guess I'll be dropping inventory stuff I don't need. That's what I like to call a whoops.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here.
The D&D games are on my list to play after Dragon Age. And yeah, I don't know, I'm willing to give the newest generation of BioWare writers a chance, at least. But I know obviously there's a huge driving force behind these games. I want to know how I got these scars. Is that Fergus Cousland? I don't remember what he looks like.
Archers!
This music indeed, I love having soundtracks to listen to when I work. This is one of the ones I listen to a lot. Or did when I wasn't streaming.
For Ferelden!
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
Jeremy Soule obviously gets a lot of credit for his work on the Elder Scrolls, and it's perfectly, you know, it's deserved, but in Onzo does not get enough credit for his abilities. Oh, of course I can now upgrade, I can now level Alistair up. Runic Worry Token. A cast rune, the surface worn by a preoccupied thumb. Alistair found it after an early skirmish with the Darkspawn. He is fascinated by arcane imagery, something not unexpected of a Grey Warden. And there is nothing wrong with that in the slightest. I temporarily forgot which buttons did which. Strength. Constitution. Willpower. What's his default tactic? Defense. We'll keep him with defense for now. Yeah, it gets to the point where I'm looking at games to buy and play on stream, and I'm like, I could buy this on the console and save the CPU on my computer from doing too much, or I could buy it on Steam and get the soundtrack with it. And honestly, it is quite tough.
They're everywhere. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
Oh no.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
The Darkspawn came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Oh no.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Okay, I've just got two random guards with me. Sure, why not? I have...
Darkspawn. Destroy the fiends.
I have Original Sin 1 on the Xbox. I heard great things,
Let's get started.
but I'm glad to hear another recommendation to play it. Speedrun's funny.
Right then.
On. As you wish. This should be easy enough.
At this point, the problem is time, because, as I've said before a few times on stream, I use the mornings to do housework and then stream, and then evenings I spend with my partner, so... Not that I change anything, obviously, I am enjoying streaming, and building a small community with some great people. Happy to provide distraction while people work and things like that as well. I really should have sold all my inventory stuff, gosh darn it. I realised at the wrong time. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Further on and further in. Can't even duck your head, huh? 2009 did not have that capability.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough. On.
Please, no, don't.
As you wish.
No. Oh,
This
it
should be
died.
easy enough. Right. On. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. Right. Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough. This should be easy
I have
enough.
the...
As you wish.
I think I had most of the enhanced editions of the D&D games in my Steam library to play. All I'm getting from this is that you folks wouldn't mind if I did play them on stream. Probably start with Torment, to be fair, but there we go. Love the Planescape setting. Can't go that way. But that won't be for a while yet, so don't get your hopes up anytime soon.
Let's get started.
Okay, I need to come back for those because of the aggro, apparently.
Right. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. On. Right. As you wish. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. On. Wait.
Let's target you.
Right. On. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Only one shall stand. As you wish. This should be easy enough.
Okay, Marmia.
You're mine! As you wish. This should be easy enough.
Good to know. Good to know whose I am, who the Darkspawn belongs to. Oh, no worries. I finished it up last night, so the entire thing's on YouTube. I did notice you'd subscribed to my YouTube channel, so thank you for that. Last night's, so part 3, is a bit salty, because I was having trouble streaming because of, it turns out, a Windows 10 update downloading in the background. So, any of you rogues? Never mind. Yeah, I enjoyed it far more than I thought I would from when I started it, because especially coming from Hades, which is like, it feels very similar because it's the same devs, but so much faster paced. Oh, Alistair got the kill on Gazaroth. Nice. I'm also probably going to be playing Hades and Hollow Knight on Tuesdays and Wednesdays now. I don't want to commit to playing Hades all the time because I find roguelikes very stressful, and if I'm tired, it's not the best thing for me to be playing.
Let's get started. On. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Right. This
But
should be easy
I want to play Hollow Knight as well,
started.
so kind of works out.
Right. On. Let's get started. Right. On. As you wish.
Die.
Let's get started. Right.
I feel like this animation just lacks weight.
As you wish. This should be easy.
Although the grabby hand that comes with it is cool. That was a Codex entry. Genlock Emissary. The most intelligent of the alphas become gifted sorcerers with many abilities akin to blood magic. These are the emissaries, and they usually only appear during a blight. Oh, they make me anxious as well, but I like the challenge. Just speed up that healing slot. Oh, Alistair has so much health. I like the challenge, and a friend bought it for me, so I'm not going to not play it. I do have Enter the Gungeon to play at some point, but I've not as good at that because I struggle with bullet hells. There's just too much stuff to process on screen for me. Oh, I hate not being able to open everything. Oh, well, I was going to drop the flamethrower, but okay, this is right. Please meet spells. It says Flame Blast. I assure you, it is Burning Hands. Aha! Saved you from sudden death. And then probably wasn't targeting anything because I suck at situational awareness sometimes. Right, so I assume they came from this door. Yep. Nope. God damn it. I hate not being a rogue. Why they took the long way around? That's a big hole.
Darkspawn.
Destroy the beast. On. Let's get started. On. As you wish. This should be easy enough. Right. On.
Let's just bully one genlock at a time.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough. Right.
Or genlock, depending on what you prefer, I guess. Desperation is an ugly perfume, and you have mine, apparently.
As you wish.
Grab your hands. Oh god, I'm so glad that you get Leliana so early in the game. Modern art. I call this piece the Meat Feast. That was fine. Tower God gets his own party stats, apparently.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here.
You could try telling them they're in the wrong place.
Right, because clearly this is all just a misunderstanding. We'll laugh about this later. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Taron Loghain will be waiting for the signal.
I can out-sass Alistair. I'm happy doing that. I would just like to say, if I would play this on stream again, the only thing that would be different is racing class. I'd probably still make the same conversation choices because I like being sassy.
Cursed creatures. Right, this should be easy enough. As you wish.
I assume the purple numbers are crits. Anything in here? Health poultice. I honestly can't remember. I don't think so, actually. But I might have to be this time around. Like, God, it would be 5 years since I played these last. I don't think I actually checked the date of my playthrough. I just checked how long it took me to play it. Alright, let's get rid of these. Ah, that would make sense. What with it being a spirit attack. Thanks, man. Go after the archers.
This should be easy enough. Let's get started. Right, as you wish. On. Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough.
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
I love the combat box. Oh, hello. That would have been useful to do, huh? Magically reloading ballista. Ballista? How am I doing on inventory space? I must be getting close. Yep. Sure am. To be fair, I can just drop everything in junk if there's anything in junk, so it's not that big a deal. This is called Face Stick. I have numerous buys for this one lined up. I had to mass produce it just to keep up with demand.
Cursed creatures, as you wish. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. Right, as you wish. Let's get started.
I'm gonna play that modern art joke into the ground, just so you're aware.
This should be easy enough. This should be easy enough.
Why is everything so loud in combat and so quiet when it's not?
As you wish. Let's get started. let's get started.
I don't know.
You don't know. What don't you know, Tower Guard? What don't you know? That's a lot, Chester. 3rd floor. Save the game. Oh boy. Hope you're all having fun watching this less than stellar playthrough. Experience. Let's call it an experience. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad one right now. I like how Darkspawn weren't a category on that list.
Ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
Oh, I've just remembered what's on the top floor. Also, this is the Meatilicious piece of art. It's just called Flesh. Trademark pending. Okay, it's a good thing there's nothing around there anyway, so... Totally. Right. You've got to keep it simple so that people know what you're on about when you try and sell it.
Let's get started. Right, as you wish. This should be easy. Let's get started. As you wish. On. This should be easy enough. You had it coming.
I love the little laugh every now and then.
As you wish.
Okay, I've got to come back into that room for some more loot.
Right, as you wish.
They're worth keeping alive because they're hit points between the enemies and me. Enemies and I, enemies and I. There we go. So next month, all being well, not next month, June, all being well. Can someone tell me what's wrong with this picture? I'm just gonna let that sink in. Take all of what? The void? Nothingness? Take the sweet oblivion of death into my chest and embrace it? Get it, because you put inventory in a chest. Sorry. Moving on. Actually, that's a good point. Although I assume Alistair's equipment is better than what I have. Yeah, it's got a strength requirement, hasn't it? It has. Damn it. Damn it. Anyway. So he's got a Warden's Longsword. That's two-handed. That's two-handed. That is exactly the same weapon. His shield's better. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's better than what he's currently wearing. You can wear that until Liliana shows up. And this is all fine. Obviously, the Blood Dragon plate eventually is the goal for whomever I decide to take as my melee warrior, but there we go. Just clear out all of this. Alistair, I hope, will enjoy the battle dress of the Provocateur. Further on and further up.
Right, this should be easy enough.
Ooh, this one. This one right here. There we go.
Let's get started. Right, as you wish. This should be easy enough. On. This should be easy enough.
Cry havoc. Let's slip the opposite wall.
On. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. As you wish. Right. Let's get started. As you wish.
Oh, now he decides to come and say hi.
Right. As you wish. Excellent.
I don't know why I pressed Y. Genlock Alpha. In any group of Genlocks, there is usually one who is dominant. As the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind, Alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in combat. I think that was the only new codex. Oh no. Cough, clears throat. The History of the Chantry, Chapter 1. The First Blight devastated the Tevinter Imperium. Not only had the Darkspawn ravaged the countryside, but the Tevinter citizens had to face the fact that their own gods had turned against them. Dumat, the old god once known as the Dragon of Silence, had risen to silence the world, and despite the frenzied pleas for help, the other old gods did nothing. The people of the Imperium began to question their faith, murdering priests and burning temples to punish their gods for not returning to help. In those days, even after the devastation of the First Blight, the Imperium stretched across the known world. Fringed with barbarian tribes, the Imperium was well prepared for invasions and attacks from without. Fitting, then, that the story of its downfall begins from within. The people of the far northern and eastern reaches of the Imperium rose up against their powerful overlords in rebellion. The Tevinter Magisters summoned demons to put down these small rebellions, leaving corpses to burn as examples to all who would dare revolt. The Imperium began to tear itself apart from within, throngs of angry and disillusioned citizens doing what centuries of opposing armies could not. But the Magisters were confident in their power, and they could not imagine surviving a blight only to be destroyed by their own subjects. Even after the blight, Tevinter commanded an army larger than that of any other organised nation in Thedas, but that army was scattered, and its morale dwindling. The ruin of Tevinter was such that the Alamari barbarians, who had spread their clans and holds over the wilderness of the Ferelden Valley at the far southeast edge of the Imperium, saw weakness in their enemy, and, after an age of oppression, embarked on a campaign not only to free their own lands, but to bring down mighty Tevinter as well. The leaders of that blessed campaign were the great barbarian warlord Mafarath and his wife Andraste. Their dreams and ambitions would change the world forever. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Jenna TV Chantry Scholar. That reminds me, weren't they supposed to be releasing Hard in Hightown at some point? Because I need that in my life. Yes, as I was saying. Anyway, pretty excited for.
Watch for their blood.
Is it any good? Do you know? Pretty excited for June, as I should be in theory, assuming I can get the players. Yeah, I thought it was last year sometime. You know what? This is just ridiculous. Oh, it's the sound effects that need turning down this time. Cannot level up while in combat, of course. Yeah, so, as I was saying, let's just lower both of these things and see how the ambient noise is like.
Right, as you wish.
What the ambient noise is like, sorry. Yes, June, I should be running a session of, assuming I can get the players, a session of the roleplay. Oh, that dog is Sonic. Is that you? Anyway, should be running a session of the role-playing game with this, so that's pretty hype. Assuming I can get the players for it. That's fine. I just wondered if you knew if you like knew if it's any good. I suppose it's like Goodreads probably has at least one review. I've been burned on licensed tie novels before, so I'm generally quite wary of them. Is that background... Is like the ambient music loud enough for you? Or do you... Because I don't want to deafen you when it's combat, but I want you to be able to hear the great soundtrack. Right, anyway. Level up. So that's as high as I need it to be right now. Let's go with a bit more health. Oh. I know I've got heal, but I might do this. Yeah, we'll do that. And then, okay, I'll turn it up 1 and see what that's like when we get into combat, because I might have overcompensated because of the loud sound effects. I guess I go with aura. Options. See what that's like. Because the sound of my headset is independent to the sound and being captured, so
On.
I can never tell.
Why, thanks.
On. Right. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. As you wish. On. Right. Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough. Goodbye. Right. As you wish. On.
Pew. Of course it's locked. All these arrows that I'm not going to use until I've got an archer that won't. I mean, this unnamed soldier is going to stick around for the rest of the game, and we'll be able to name him and make him our pet. Good. Glad to hear it. Oh, I should have saved. I should have saved. Oh, I remember this fight. I mean, oh no, an ogre.
Darkspawn.
Right.
Destroy the beams.
He didn't care for that.
I did it. I killed one. Die. You asked for it.
And then, is it a sustain? Oh, actually, it's not really throwing stuff at Alistair, is it? It's more punching him. And fists don't count as missiles.
Right. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
Oh.
Let's get started. As you wish.
That was unfortunate.
Let's get started. Right.
Maker.
Oh, but auto aim, please. Nope, not Alistair, the ogre. Okay, that's weird.
This should be easy enough. On it. Right. Let's get started.
Please put my flaming weapons to good use. Thank you. That's what you get. Just gonna run through your body a few times to establish dominance. Although your head seems...
over here.
Sure, it's got chainmail. Inventory full, of course it is. Is there anything in junk? There is nothing in junk. Okay. I guess those are going to be the things that are worth the least. So if I... Why does a stack of 10 count only as one item? I had some daggers. That should give me enough to
Surely missed the signal.
take everything.
Ventilate it quickly before it's too late.
That's a huge pool of blood. That is not coming out of these shoes. Havard's Aegis, or Aegis. Havard was Mafrath's closest friend. They were children together in the same Avar clan. They fought side by side in so many battles that Mafrath dubbed him Havard the Aegis, better to have at his side than any shield. Mafrath brought Havard with him to meet with the Tevinters. It was unthinkable to stand before his enemies without his Aegis. When he understood that Mafrath was giving Andraste over to be executed, Havard, unwilling to draw swords against his friend and liege, placed himself between Andraste and the Tevinter soldiers. The Tevinters struck him down, and Mafrath left him for dead. But Aegis was not so easily destroyed. Havard lived and made his way gravely wounded to the gates of Minrathos to stop the execution. Too late. He found only the ashes of the prophet, left to the wind and the rain. When his fingers touched the ash, his ears filled with song, and he saw a vision of Andraste, dressed in cloth of starlight. She knelt at his side, saying, "Rise, Aegis of the faith. The Maker shall never forget you so long as I remember." His wounds healed instantly, and with new strength, Havard gathered up Andraste's remains and carried them safely back to the lands of the Alamari. Ogre. Towering over their darkspawn kin, the massive ogres are a rare sight on the battlefield. Traditionally, they only appear during a blight, but some records claim that ogres have been spotted in the deep roads, hunting alone or in small groups. At least one report by the Grey Wardens claims that an ogre was spotted in the Korkara Wilds in 919 Dragon, though it was weakened and easily dispatched. Up to 100 of these creatures can accompany a darkspawn horde at any one time during a blight, often using their great strength to burst through fortifications and demolish the front lines of the opposing army. They use brute force to charge their enemies like bulls, slam the ground with their fists to shake enemies off their feet, and hurl giant rocks into the face of oncoming foes. Melee can be difficult against the giant that snatches a warrior up in one hand, crushing the life out of him, as that poor unnamed soldier found out, or beating him into oblivion with the other hand. The nimble can try to wiggle his way free, or an ally can attempt an array of stunning blows on the ogre to free the comrade in danger. Grey Warden law urges caution when slaying an ogre. Unless it is ensured that they have received a major wound to the head or the heart, it is possible that they are lying dormant and will regenerate to full health within a matter of minutes. During a blight, most Grey Wardens recommend burning all darkspawn to ashes, dead ogres in particular. Foreshadowing indeed. Right, so I've got ogre on me. Aha! Lootables. Fine, I'll get rid of some more stuff. Why can't I just destroy all? What? So the dagger stack counted as 1 per dagger. But the wolf pelts only counted as 1 per stack. That's weird. Right. And save. And then cue cutscene.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Oh no!
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
I don't honestly know what he thought to gain here. Ow. That's a very physical noise. Visceral, even. Climbing an ogre, no big deal. Oh, I've been shot. That's a problem. Oh, okay. So it does make a... Does it make a bit more sense if you've read The Stolen Throne then?
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
I don't know if you've probably noticed this because you played it through so often, but every character, if they're naked, is wearing or like in the case of Morrigan, has her neckline exposed. They have a necklace on to hide the seam between the textures. See, I thought that, but then kind of like there was still a sizable chunk of army there that I would personally much rather have access to in the long run. What happened to the Darkspawn?
You were injured, and then Mother rescued you. Do you not remember?
I remember being overwhelmed by Darkspawn.
Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both live. The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
Morrigan and her understatements. My friend, you mean Alistair?
The suspicious dim-witted one who was with you before, yes. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
Were my injuries severe?
Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
I have questions if you don't mind.
I do not mind. Take your time.
How did she manage to rescue us exactly?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Are there any other survivors besides us?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
You're right, I wouldn't.
Suit yourself.
Are we safe here? Where are the Darkspawn?
We are safe, for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
Why did your mother save us?
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Much higher.
What a sensible attitude. Mother is seldom sensible, however.
I think I've asked enough questions.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
No, my inventory's full.
I am unable to do that.
Are you, Markmere? Are you? I see. Well, I guess maybe he does. Obviously, can give him a hard disagree there, but maybe that he does really believe that. I don't have anything less... Unless... Nope. I don't think I've got anything worth replacing with the dagger. Anyway, so I'm going to end there because it's been 3 hours and I do have to get rid of D&D later. I have to dig out some notes I made earlier this week on Monday in my prep session. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. I hope that the video has been a lot better than the last one with the audio echo problem. And, you know, thank you for watching. If you don't want to watch this live, please do swing by the Twitch channel in the description of the video.